My name is Buti Tlhagale, and I am the Archbishop of the Diocese of Johannesburg. A number of years ago, some of the parishioners in Bryanston, one of the parishes, were involved already for quite some time involved with Alpha, and they thought I should be invited and be informed about Alpha. And so each time they have an occasion, an event, they would invite me over. That's basically how I came to know about Alpha. I have been quite inspired by what I've heard in how Alpha is being presented, etc. And I thought to myself, this is probably what we need, but as a church in South Africa, we've never really looked at, we're hemorrhaging, we're losing a lot of members to other churches for one reason or another. And we also talk about the people maturing, growing, deepening their faith. And I thought, here is Alpha doing exactly that. And now what I plan to do, I'm currently having the privilege of being president of an Episcopal conference. So I will address all the bishops on Alpha. And I'll be able to address our own priests in our own diocese about Alpha. And hopefully call a meeting of a few of those who are involved with Alpha to sit down and say, how do we actually make Alpha become alive in our diocese? And thereafter, I would like to host an event where all those who've gone through Alpha come together to celebrate that. I think what Alpha has done so far, it seems to me, just from talking to the number of people involved with Alpha, it seems to have strengthened their faith, strengthened their commitment to the church, and above all, a preparedness to go out and become missionaries, to go out and share that conviction with others. And I find that amazing. In terms of what do I expect from Alpha, I think the youth, the young people, I do lots of confirmation every weekend because it's a huge diocese, but we don't have a program that will keep them together in their faith. And I see Alpha as being, actually we confirm, I think they are in church, most of the young people we confirm, but I would see Alpha as a tool of making sure that they grow in their faith. And so I would see really one of the major areas of Alpha strengthening young people in their faith. But I also, as I've said before, we're also losing people for one reason or another. And we really need to make a campaign to reach out towards those Catholics who are no longer practicing, apart from those who might be interested in finding out about Alpha. One of the things that strikes me quite odd here, Nicky Gamble has been repeating this so many times. The people who've given their testimonies talk about that they've never met Christians before, which is impossible in Africa because Christians, you see them everywhere and talk to them every day. And I find it quite striking that you have many people who seem not to believe here. Whereas in our case, we probably have people who are nominal Christians. They identify with Christians, but they've never really taken off in their faith. Their faith has never grown. And I think this is where Alpha can have a great impact on the lives of people and the life of the parish communities. So I think potentially with Alpha we can go very far.